I think we are live. I think we are live. Let me just check one of our channels. Make sure everything is fine. Wow. And as you're settling in, hey everyone in our VIP room, and oh, that's my mentor. Admission, and those on the free seats, welcome, welcome. Find your white book, and we are live here. I think we are amazing. Are we live? Are we alive? I want to make sure that we are live. Can someone say at least on the platforms? I think we're live. So just check. Let me just check on the other platforms that we are live. That we are live. Yep, we are live. Amazing. Sometimes that's so. Yep. All right. Everyone, hey, happy Wednesday, and welcome back to day 3 of our Be More Impactful Challenge. Today I want to slow down a bit because this is about how we show up and when we are to be impactful. And we're actually zooming in on ourselves. I had an amazing session with an amazing, extraordinary executive earlier today. We were talking about this. Because how can we be impactful when the outer world is so chaotic? I want to start off by, first of all, welcoming you back to the room and congratulating those of you who have done the homework, been diving into finding your not only your vision, but your superpower called the goldfish. Most people cannot articulate the superpower, what makes you really unique. But there is something that is really unique about you. There is only one of you in this world, on this planet. So make the best out of that, right? And welcome to all of you who were still maybe on the fence or didn't know that there was such a challenge. But I'm glad you are here. I want to start off by a story because I want to always be really authentic. And also how I have changed and creating impact. Earlier today, we had an interesting meeting. And it was in my personal life. And it was quite a challenging conversation with my daughter and one of our helpers on our professional team. Those of you who don't know me, my story, I'm not going into that, but we've been through a pretty interesting divorce. When I came back home, I had to just sit with all the information that I received in that 1 hour. And I get a bit emotional right now, actually. And I know how much I have healed over the last 4 years, but I also know her traumas and what still challenges her. And I had to, while my body's so responding now, I was really recalibrating when is the right time to serve my clients. There were so many things going on. And I took that decision, and I never before done that, but I took that decision when we came home to simply check out. I checked out. I knew I wanted to serve you. I knew there was my obligation, but there was something that was more important, and that was my girl. So I chilled out and I just tapped into, this is the present moment. There is a double blessing in this for me, and there's a benefit for me to truly take the assignment. A client of mine call it a stretch assignment, just truly be what's most important. And in that hour, not only did I made an amazing smoothie. I would say, well, that's not something, but for us, it really made it the most delicious smoothie. And I took that choice, and I made that decision that's going to change where we live in 3 months, to free up my time and to have more time with my daughter. And as I was really recalibrating in my back of my mind, I was thinking about you, how I could serve you, and how I still had some things to do before our live event today. But I knew that being present would serve me so well, and also her well, that I could be present with you. And I succeeded. And so I created impact, not only for myself, I created time for myself. I am now showing up with a calm mind. I'm extremely relaxed. I'm very focused. And my daughter is very happy. And I want to share this story because that was not the version of me half a year ago. It wasn't. It was certainly not the version of me 1 year ago. And it was absolutely not the version of me 3 years ago or 10 years ago, right? I had been so performance driven. I've been a perfectionist. But I also burned my light in both ends. Being a perfectionist and wanting to get the most out of life simply is not in alignment, or is simply not aligned. We have the opportunity to take one step back and really think, how can I serve the most in this present moment? And today we're talking about how you can be impactful. Day 1, Monday, we talked about how you can find what truly makes you unique. Most people do not know what makes them unique. That makes them sadly pulled in a group where they cannot stand out. As I mentioned to my clients this week, I am here to help you stand out. I got the tools because I learned it the hard way, and I still learn. And I share whenever I learn some new insights, and I do that at least once a week where I meet my mentor. And I pour from my heart to you. So that was Monday. Yesterday, we tapped into who do you really serve and how do you serve? Most people, my mentor, say people do not know how to think. I relate to a conversation that we had earlier today. I had a few conversations this morning. Be truly curious about how you show up. Be truly curious about who you serve and what the wants are, but go down the iceberg to be curious about what the true needs are. I don't remember who's that in the model, but the iceberg, it's below the surface, right? That is the needs. Remember that. And this is the wants. People can articulate the wants, but they can't articulate the needs in the first answer. We want to be so curious about the needs, because only then do you create lasting impact, right? We dived into that yesterday. And now it's about how do you actually show up? But no, it's not about the how, but when do you show up, and when can you be really impactful? You get to learn. It's a commitment. It's a really decision you have to make, and really make that decision for yourself. Commitment to yourself. Do you want to learn to show up impactful with often be authentic each and every moment in your waking hours? It is possible. I know most people say it's hard. Well, either you give up too early, or you say it's not for you, and then you're in a transactional state. That is okay. But you want to learn to really show up as the most impactful leader every waking hour, every moment of your waking hour, right? And I shared the story, what I have experienced earlier today. Had I allowed it myself to absorb all the negative energy, had I allowed it myself to be in the lowest level of energy, like I'm really feeling victimized, and I discussed that with a client of mine. What is victimized? It's really about, but I feel overwhelmed. It is sad for me. I feel like, why is this done to me? Right? If I was swelling in this, it was really feeling that. Then how could I ever serve you and create more impact? You can learn as well to not absorb other people's emotions, not absorb other people's energies, but really hold the space for them and then navigate in that environment. So you have a choice. Most people are not aware of this because we don't learn it in school. We don't learn it in business courses, universities, and the in-house training courses, because people don't know about these. It's not even tricks. It's not even secrets, because it's been taught in various communities, but it's paid communities. That's where you get the insight, right? Or you want to learn when you can actually, now you want to learn how to protect your spirit. We talked about that yesterday as well. Protect your spirit, protect your energy, and serve, right? What's really important in all this is to, and there's a few things that's important, but it's important to know what's really important right here, right now. Most people, remember the staircase, the 4 levels? Most people are doers. And I've been the doer for most of my life, for most of my career, because we don't learn how not to be doers. We don't learn to really be on this level 4. We don't learn that, right? Not if we don't invest in ourselves. So if we just execute, if we are a perfectionist, if we are afraid of failing, if we're afraid of not being considered successful, then we really get stuck in micromanaging. And I serve a lot of leaders who are challenged not to delegate properly. What this means is that rather than them protecting their energy, they get sucked in other activities. That is not where they should spend time, but they get the pride and they make sure that things are done. What you want to understand is that the 10-80-10 rule, right? This is why you should focus. You should focus on the first 10% of a project to make sure that it's set up, to make sure that you set your team members up for success, because that's leadership. The greatest level or the highest level of leadership is for you to set other people up for success. Most people struggle to set other people up for success because they come from the place of ego-driven, the fear of not being good enough. But you can do that, but that won't take you to financial freedom. It won't take you to mental health. It won't take you to really enjoying life to the fullest, because you are so afraid of failing, right? And you don't know how to navigate that. You have too high a bar for yourself. If you want to get the most out of life, if you want to experience what life can also be, then it's about letting go of all those limiting beliefs, those high bars, those wrong beliefs and rules that have got you where you are, but will never take you to the next level. So the 10-80-10 rule is that you get in on the first 10% of the project to make sure that people understand the brief, that you have set them up for success, right? That is mentoring, that is coaching, that is communication. Then they do it how you would like to do it. They're focusing on the end result, right? Because you set them up for success. And then you're enjoying the process. They're enjoying the process because the process matters more than the outcome. That is so important. Many people, or most people, are attached to the result, but not the process. And they are missing out big time on the steps in between the start and the finish because they're so focused on the end result. So don't let that be you. Don't focus on the end result. And now you would then hop back in and support the project at the very end. That's the last 10%. That is the equation that top tier leaders, CEO follow. And why do I share this? It's because I live by the rule. I teach my clients how to recalibrate their minds, what to relearn to be that amazing person, a woman who set other people up for success. But I'm also sharing this. If you want to serve leaders who is in that space where my mentor, for example, is, if you have a big dream to create big impact in this world and not just be transactional, then the 10-80-10 rule is one of those rules you want to learn. The way to do that is to not only learn it, well, you can learn it, but if you really want to master it, it's about relearning what you've done, how you show up, relearn, and truly be honest with yourself. Do you listen to your intuition? Do you really focus on what's most important? I can tell you this much. Over the summer, I recalibrated heavily how I did time management. And I ask new joiners to our community and people I meet, and they say, how do you do time? Right? Most people say, if not everyone, they say, well, they have some really interesting patterns on how they do work now. They're very operational. Here's what everyone reports to me. They wish, my body's so responding now, they wish more time for reflection, more time for personal development, and more time for downtime. Isn't that interesting? But here's the trick or the hack. It's not a hack, but here's what get them caught up. They do not do anything to change it because they don't know how to do it. So they continue being very operational, even though they know that if they put time aside for personal development, if they put time aside for reflection, if they put time aside to learn, for example, to slowing down, they will not only have greater success, greater results, they will have better health, they have more time for their family, they will have more time for stakeholder management. There's so many things and mistakes that leaders do because they are not aware of how to do it. That is okay, right? That is okay. I didn't know until I invested in myself. But moreover, and here's really a mistake, and I don't want you to do, is that people are too scared to pause and reflect on how they do career and how they lead, how they spend their time, and how they do life. I think that's really it. And they'd rather say, because they are transactional, I don't have time to do it. Well, I'm sorry, my sweetheart. If you don't have time to pause, if you don't have time to reflect, if you don't have time to recalibrate how you do your career, then you will never be more successful. Maybe you are one of those amazing people who have big dreams and you want to serve some of the biggest leaders on this planet. If that is you, I'm on that journey. I'm always open. I want more out of life and I want to serve more people. If you want to level up and really be in the transformational space, like for example, my mentor, Miriam Golden, there's Louis Holmes, I think, and some other amazing podcast hosts. And they are truly, truly amazing people. Mel Robbins, I think her surname is. If you want to be in a space and truly make an impact, then you don't sell yourself and others that you don't have time. Time equals wealth. Time equals wealth. The more time you have, the richer you are. So if you tell me and others, I don't have time, you tell yourself that you trade in time for money, for your paycheck. If you want a better health, more financial freedom, if you want to have money so that you can send your daughters, your sons, your children to the best universities, if you want to have that amazing car, a beautiful home, go to the beautiful islands, then you want to learn how not to trade in time with money. I'm gonna be really blunt here and open because I learned it. I traded in time for most of my career. I've been on so many courses and nobody has taught me this. I only learned it because I invested in myself, because I was curious to learn how the really successful people think. And they don't think like us in the middle class or those who are poor. They think very, very different. And I even shared a video on YouTube, LinkedIn, on how my mentor communicates. And I question how many people actually know their values to such a depth and own it like Miriam does. But I just want to share, because if you have that vision, now it's time for you to learn to think differently, really think differently. And you can do that faster than you think, but you want to learn that. So you don't want to trade in time. Time, if you want to be rich, it's not about money. It's about time. Someone asked me the other day, how come that my neighbor has so much time? They are so successful. They are in the gardens and do the things. And me, I am so tied up in business. I can tell you why. It is because they have relearned how to think. They have relearned what to prioritize. For example, eat that frog, or I can't remember the other books, but it's really about rethinking how you do life. I'm on the process of rethinking, and I tell you, it's very vulnerable to see how I actually get so derailed because my mind is taking me to something else. So be curious about how you spend time, because time is the only currency that matters. So let's just go back to this rule. Let me see what comes. So can you see why this matters? If you want to create more impact, this is a no-go. You don't want to be involved as heavily in a project because time matters. You want to maximize your output. If you struggle to delegate, you have an issue. That's good because we can solve that. But if you want to create more impact and you want to be this attractive next candidate, you really want to learn to rethink how you spend time. And if you struggle with delegating, then let's work on that, because it won't take you to that next level, right? So that's why this rule is so important, the 10-80-10. It's because you know what only you can do. And you get to really learn how to coach other people so that you can pull the best out of them, so that you can help them unleash the full potential. If you're micromanaging, if you're coming from that limiting mindset that this is my way or the highway, I'm sorry to say, but that's a fixed mindset. We want the growth mindset. We want to help you have that growth mindset, because these people here, they create, they invent new things in this world. And you can do the same, but you want to learn how to rethink. You want to connect with your current self-image. You want to say, okay, really, if I want a better life, if I want to experience the if I want to live the fullest experience of my life, what do I want to do differently? Or what do I want to do differently? Or maybe even more impactful? What do I need to shift? Because here it's really is a need in mindset, but it doesn't come overnight, but you can learn, right? But what I wanted to say is more that it's about where you are right now won't take you to the next level. You probably heard it before, but it's worth saying again. Most people have big dreams where they want to go. Most people complain why they've been laid off, and they don't understand why they're not more successful, why they're not seen, but they do nothing. It's not the outer world who has to change. It is you. I have to be there. If I don't say this, I wouldn't serve you. You have to change. We talked about the B rules. You get to really let go of all your belief patterns, your rules. This is maybe the tribes that you are in, because they maybe pull you down. You really want to be so curious about how you think, so that you can take your life to the next level. Some people say that you're so successful, Camilla. Well, it didn't happen overnight. Or as my mentor would say, well, it happened over 70 years nights. It takes commitment to really learn to go on these levels. But my dear friend, that's one thing. My body's responding now, and can I apologize? The sun is shining really nicely here, but we're holding the space. You cannot achieve more success if you don't change your self-image. It's about feeling worthy of success. It's about really owning your superpower. Again, most people don't know what they're really good at. They attend different courses, and then they say, I'm good, I know how to do it. But you get to really commit. And people just come with a hat in the hand and, do you have a job for me? Well, by now, if you follow this challenge, either here in the group or on the web, that's truly transactional. You want to shift, and you want to really understand these levels. And so if you are to report to someone who is higher on this level, the 4 levels of wealth, 4 levels of leadership, and you are so focused on the how, not focused on building genuine relationships, you will never get that promotion. You will never be seen. You will never be heard. You will never be that successful as you desire, because you're trading in time with money. Can you see that? It was, I think, the biggest transformation and aha moment when I learned about this model. And I have seen shifts in my community soon as I changed this model. And here's the trick. Even my legs are responding now. It's about being so vulnerable. It's about being so honest to yourself and say, okay, if I want to create more impact, where am I right now? Where am I right now? And I would say most people, they're truly transactional, right? And then be curious, all right, but what do I need to shift? What is my self-image right now? Why do I hold back? Why do I not speak power to truth? And if you speak power to truth, are you a bit aggressive, right? Most people are, because you don't believe in yourself. You don't believe in yourself, you're not authentic. When you're not authentic, and just say it. Because I know that if we do this, will we have more success? But most people haven't taken the time to think what they truly know, right? That's why people struggle to be authentic, right? But if you truly lean in and you truly learn, because you can, if I can, you can too. Learn to know what your superpower is. Learn to listen to your intuition, because that's your inner guidance. Where you learn to calm down all those voices, the ego that wants to protect you, then you can go up the ladder and you can serve so deeply. Okay, so question: when can I be impactful? You can be impactful from when you wake up in the morning till you go to bed, from when you open the door to the office and when you leave, because it's all about your self-image. And that's nice because it's red and it's hard. Your self-image. Talked about energy. Energy, I talked to someone earlier today. Energy is everything. It's your language, the words that you choose. It's your body language. It's your thoughts, even though you don't say them. It's language, it's energy. You want to be so committed and curious about understanding how you show up. And yes, it's vulnerable. Yes, it's so vulnerable to look yourself in the mirror with no, like, maybe with clothes on, but really look, how do I really show? My body's responding now. How do I really show up? It's damn vulnerable. But the good thing of this being vulnerable is also that you're brave, and you're brave enough to really connect with your self-image. Here's what I learned, is that we are all beautiful souls. Oh, that's for me really deep. We are all beautiful souls. Those you serve that are toxic, they're beautiful souls, but they have some scars. They wear masks. You followed me for a while, you know that I have been talking about wearing masks and taking those masks off, right? You wear masks too. And you probably have some scars on your beautiful soul that has made you who you are right now. But we can heal those scars. We can take off that mask. And when you take off that mask, this will change. You will change your self-image to a better version of yourself who just dare to be you. I'll tell my story, and I want to share something with you. I've been through various transformations. One transformation period of my life, I dimmed most of my light. I even changed who I was, to conform to other people's rules and how I should show up. Was that authentic? Not at all. Did it hurt me? You bet. Did it hurt me mentally? You bet. For 10 years, my body's so responding now. For 10 years, I was not me. Whenever I tried to be me, people say, why do you do that? And then I was conforming to other people's opinions on what is right. It's right for them, but it wasn't wrong for them, but it's not wrong for me, because I am me, I'm not you. And I got to that point in my life where I said, I was dying. There's even a book. I was dying to be me. And I was crying. And I say, how can I just allow myself to be me? Just want to be me. And I learned it. And it's not an overnight right. But here's what I did. And I'm sharing this. I mean, my entire body is responding. Is that you know, your system, your intuition knows, And you can, if you ask, how do I share? How do I show up when I'm truly me? Your inner guidance system will tell you if you dare to listen. You dare to listen to the truth. And this is one of the messages I got. Give them the hug. I'm a hugger person. And shorten your name to those who really enjoy and being around with. My name is Cam, C-A-M. And I'm really a warm person. And I allowed it myself just to be me. This for me is really deep. But for years, I had not allowed it myself to be me because I thought that was not the way to be a leader. I was seen as not fitting in. I was not good enough. Like, who do you think you are by being you? You should be like this. It is the best thing I ever given myself. It is allowing myself to be me. Why do I share this story? Because my self-image has changed. I am now me. I'm now me. And those of you who know me, it's like being me, and I pull it out now. I know the sun is here. For years, I had no curls. For years, people thought that I was actually doing the curl thing every morning, spending an hour just to get really nice hair. No. It is just who I am. When I'm really happy and when I'm in flow, my body radiates that energy. My eyes radiate, my voice, the words that I pick, my body language, and my hair. I want to ask you, whoosh, my body's responding, even that. You in the room and you on the web. What about your self-image? If you truly allowed yourself to be you, how would you show up? And one step deeper, how would that feel? For me, and I guarantee you will experience the same, that is transformation. And we're going back to energy. We're going back to building a relationship with your stakeholders. Most people have a very superficial stakeholder relationship. They don't take time to connect and really see who they are. They don't take time to really be curious about that person they are to serve. That's a corporate gig, the billboards and all that is so corporate, so superficial. Nobody can relate to that. And probably even your employees and team members will say, I can't even see myself in that vision or that mission. There is a gap between how corporate does it and who we really want to have on our journey. When you allow yourself to be you, if you allow yourself to truly care for those who serve you, and you care for those you are to serve, your life will shift. Because you're not serving a company, you're serving a human being. You're serving one person at a time. Think about that person. Be curious about that person. Show up, being committed to the process. Drop the results. The results will follow when you take care of the input. And I'm going to say that again. Results will follow when you take care of the input. But most people don't take care of the input. It's you, how you feel, how you show up, what you think. It is you. That is the input to the conversation. And most people don't know this, and it's not your fault. We haven't learned it in school. We don't. Corporations haven't taken the time to even study what this is all about, right? Business schools don't offer this because there's no demand. I asked I don't want to drop the school, but I asked last year, why don't we offer more of these courses? Because there's no demand. All right, there's no demand. That's not your fault, but you have an opportunity because the movement is over there. If you're over there in the US, you're already there. The movement is going on. is happening already. They know how to serve. So you just attending, whether you're in the VIP and we're meeting soon, or on the web, and make sure that you sign up next time so you get all the bonuses and the workbook. You have an unfair advantage, knowing that you have no competitors, that the only thing that matters is time. Time is wealth. It's not money. That you actually, it's not going about trading in time for the paycheck. No, you're going to care so much. Where's our stakeholder? You're going to, this is my short name for stakeholder. You're going to care so much about that stakeholder. Because if you care so much, if you understand his pains, his problems, not the wants, but the needs and his fears, then you will find solutions that will be even better. And you can only do that by slowing down and really being attached to the process and not the outcome. That's deep. Can you see that? Most people are attached to the result and the outcome, and then miss out big time. That's why we will never be more successful. And I was talking to someone yesterday, and she said, I'm almost at the end of my career. I've worked so hard. I almost traded in my life for this. And what do I have? Like, what money do I really have when I retire? There's still time. Time is nothing. Time is what you make. Find your what makes you unique, your superpower. Most people end up here or end down here. That's a middle class or poor people. And I say to my tribe, right now, you're here. I'm so happy. I'm so glad for you. I'm so excited for you. There is another world. You can't see that right now. I have one foot in the outer world because I invested a big amount of money in myself, because I want to learn from those who think very differently. And that's what happens. I learned something that you wouldn't even learn in a normal business course. This is really, really deep, and it's so transformative. And I don't think you will find it anywhere else unless they actually work with some very top tier CEOs, those who think the same like this. I can't remember all the names, but there is a group, and they are the group, they are the tribe. So go follow them. And then just before we break here for this room, I just want to share, because I was thinking, how can I serve you even more if you are curious and committed to take your life to the next level? And let me see how I can share. We have a program coming up called Impact Mastery Bootcamp. How do I share here? How do I share? Let me see if I can share at slides at screen. There's a new way to do this. Let me see if it works. Oh yeah, it works. This is my page, so we can. And I created this course. It's a boot camp because, as I mentioned to my community some time ago, I should not be the only one in the middle class who knows these tools. And that's the whole vision for what I do, is to pass on the new wisdom I have. And those in Project Olympus, they know how I pour my heart every Thursday when I just had the 2 hours coaching with my mentor. And I come straight from that call into our Project Olympus call, and I pour in my heart because I'm learning from someone who thinks very, very differently from us in the middle class. And you may say I'm serving some really big organizations. Yeah, but I'm very sure that they don't think like this. Otherwise, they would not have served that company. I think if they're trading in the hours for prestige, and not for impact. And here's something else I want to share this, is that most people in the transactional space, they say that titles to impress, it doesn't work when you really are in this group. That's very transformational. impress people. They know they can call you out. They want to know the impact that you create, and then you don't have to impress. So there's so many things. I call it here the 7 mistakes. How can I even maybe scroll it? Let me see. How can we do that? The 7 mistakes. There are so many mistakes that we do in the middle class, because we haven't learned from those who are really rich, and they're rich on time and they're rich on money, because they actually create a lot of those things that you enjoy, maybe in your free time, or at your children in school and so on, right? So this don't impress people, create impact. And that also comes down to your superpower, is that your superpower is you. Who are you? What do you create? What is the impact that you create? It's not your team. It's not that you micromanage, because the rich people, they think 10, 10, 80, 10. I don't know if you can see it right now on the screen, but they do that rule. So if you want to work with someone who wants to pull you up, you really want to learn to rethink and how you can do life differently. And I guarantee, if I can do it, you can too. And I guarantee you will have more free time, you will have more money, and you will have financial abundance. You will have create more impact that matters. And for me, I'm not good. I've been doing the project management for years. I don't, sorry for the language, right? I don't care no longer for SAP implementation. It doesn't move my needle. It doesn't excite me. I want to create real impact in this world. That's what I do. And I truly enjoy it. And I learn each and every day from those who are ahead of me. And you will do the same when you learn how to rethink, and you can challenge with love, because you're here to serve. It's game changing. It's game changing. So let's just roll over this opportunity. So we have this program, the boot camp, coming up mid-October. And it's all about helping you think from where you are, the transactional space, to the transformational space. And it's about helping you find your wisdom. It's helping about unlocking your cash flow, the income. Because let's face it, many people say, I don't need money. Come on, you need money. But what about learning how to not trade in your time with money, but how you can create so much impact so that you get paid for the impact? You are paid in direct proportion with the impact that you create. So look at your bank account. Do you create a lot of impact, or do you create low impact? That money you can reinvest to serve even more people, and you can use it so you can send your kids to schools in UK or wherever you live, to the top end universities. That's money. It's freedom, but you only get it if you serve others. Money is a byproduct, where the poor people and the middle class, they think they're rich with money. That's not how the rich think. They think time is money, and the more people I serve, the more people I get paid. But if I don't get paid, what end? Then we want to recalibrate. This is what this boot camp is all about. I'm going to drop the link later. Let me just see. This is a new screen we're broadcasting. So the Impact Mastery Bootcamp. And I just want to, so this is a program. Oh, maybe you even see that. The program where if you hit plateau and you come in the point, plateau in your career, maybe in your mid-50s, maybe you're exiting, but you're not done yet. You feel that you have so much more to unleash. Then this program is for you. I will help you, and I will give you tools that will help you break through your limits. And if I can do it, and these tools I learned, you can do it too. So it will open new doors for you, how to think, how to create new impact, and how to stand in your power. And it will strengthen your personal brand and your leadership identity. When I asked people, and we talked about it the first day on Monday, what makes you really unique? Most people, sadly, cannot articulate what makes them unique. You want to understand and discover what makes you unique. Take the time to think. Like my mentor, Miriam, says, Most people don't know how to think. It's a middle class. It's a poor class. I don't want to be middle class if I can serve more people. And I think the reason why you're here, it's the same. So we got to help you rethink and really own your worth, own the impact that you create, because then you strengthen your leadership brand and your leadership identity, like going from micromanaging to really set other people up for success. Yes, it's scary, it's vulnerable because you have to let go of control. But as I mentioned before, that is the way forward if you want more freedom, more time, and create bigger impact. And then mindset. Most people, you probably know it, and I articulated a few times during our 3 days together. Your way to next level is mindset. It's your self-image, your beliefs, your thought patterns. It's the inside out. Most people feel victimized. I've got my boss did say that. He reacted in the wrong way, and they allow themselves to be aggressive, or the reasoning why they are show up as they show up. If you want a better life, if you want to create more impact, you want to expand your mindset. You want to, we talked about it Monday, understand how you think, understand how the body works. It's not about being logical. It's about really understanding your emotions, holding the space for people so that you can really serve. If you're judging is the lowest level. Don't judge, but hold the space for them. And then it's about the intuitive guidance. Most people have closed, like there's a gap from the head to the body to the intuitive guidance. Top level leaders, they use intuitive guidance, I'm sorry to say. So if you want to take your life to the next level, leave that middle class. No trading in time with money, time for a paycheck. You want to expand. It's your choice. It's a choice, but you cannot. If those I serve and me, it's like, tell me what to think differently. I invest heavily in myself. You probably will follow in end of September. I invest in myself again because I want to learn how other people think. I want to learn from those who are ahead of me. And I invest money in that. And when I invest money in that, my clients benefit. So that's a mindset. I cannot articulate enough. And you probably have already maybe understood it by now. And then influence. Because when you know how to read yourself, if you know what the people, we talked about it yesterday, are being stuck in the limiting beliefs in the past, we cannot, let me emphasize this, you cannot, time is running, I know, we cannot create the future if we pull from the past. Most people, as a last, and then I'm okay. Most people, past, future, and now. Most people, they think, and I did it myself, I've done it so many times. We recreate the past. So you don't, if you're truly honest, how you did life today, how you engaged in conversation. Did you mentally prepare, for example? Did you do 20 minutes going out of your comfort zone? Well, maybe not. So you are repeating or replicating the past into the now, and you believe that you create something new. You want to really be so focused on the now so that you can create the future. And I mentioned that in, I think it was yesterday, that many people, because most people don't understand this, haven't learned it, haven't invested in themselves, they are stuck with a fixed mindset. So when you are up against a is that a toxic leader? I've been in a toxic relationship. But anyway, if people who struggle, let's put it like that. People who struggle, they're all beautiful souls, but they struggle and they want control. Then they say, I know what works. Bullshit, right? You use the past to dictate the future. People use the past and they think they create the future. You do not. You get to use the past as a baseline and then be even more curious about the future. And so most people are afraid, are afraid of what happened in the future, well, of past. I don't know if you can see that, but this is the past. And so they fear the future, right? So they stick in the past. That's a comfort zone. Or people are actually afraid of the future, which then also make them stick or get them stuck in the past. And just really the now is now, and it's almost 6 p.m. in Denmark, right? The past, it was 5 minutes ago, it was 1 minute ago. But if we keep referencing to the past and think now is now, we will never live in the now. Does that make sense? All that is now. It's just now. It requires us to really be provocative on what you think. And also, like, if you're up against, not up against, if you're having a meeting with let me put it, a toxic, that's a word right now coming up, the toxic leader. And then you you can feel his energy, and you allow yourself to even dim your light or be a bit aggressive. Then I would be curious, why are you showing up? And you say, I know it doesn't work because we did it before. All right, but what can we learn from that? Because if we are not truly creating the future, we're just replicating the past. So that's what we're diving in on. And that was a long story into elevating your influence and your impact. You get to really, if you understand this, there's more to understand. When you start to embody a new way of showing up, and so be curious about how they think, that's getting stuck in the past patterns, because most people are. So you get an unfair advantage by joining this bootcamp. It's all about influencing and owning your voice, right? And so why now? Because you want to double your impact. I mean, if you are anything like me and the people in our tribe, you want to double your impact. You want to drive innovation. You only drive innovation because you're so curious about and committed to the process and really creating out of the box. Remember the staircase, right? It's not about being transactional. It's about being truly transformative. It's about being a transformational leader. It's about imagining new things. It's about asking for the why 7 times. It's about being curious and really understand the pains, the problems, what they don't share. But most people don't go down there. They stay in the surface level, the what, not the needs. And that's where most people, most projects get stuck. They're not going deep enough in the briefs, just to mention one area. And then really lead with purpose and authenticity. If you want to serve, for example, myself and some of these other amazing leaders out there, where you feel, oh, they're too posh, it's because your self-image is not on par where they are. But when you learn to own your truth, if you learn the truth, if you learn to own your wisdom and your unique power, and just be really who you are and want to serve, then you feel at par, and then you feel you're a match for those people. So have a look at some, like for example, on Instagram and YouTube and some of the podcasts. Are you a match to be interviewed? If you're not, could you be a potential podcast guest? If not, you're not a match, which means that you have some work to do to level up the way that you think. We're going to work on that as well, because if I can do it, you can too. It's about feeling worthy. It's about your self-image and your new self-image. We are all worthy to be in the room, but the inner thoughts tell us we're not worthy enough. And that's why this title, fatigueness, comes in, or the scarcity, or with the titles, I'm not supposed to be in this room. No, we have to do that inner work, and so you are worthy. All right, and then we're tripling your time. If you learn, and when you learn what I'm teaching in camp, you will triple your time, and you will have more time. You know, the model before, you will have more mental health. It's all about it, because a client asked me the other day, is it only a professional or career-oriented conversation we have, or can I also share some personal stuff? Of course. I am up to set you up for success. And for success for me, it's your life. I see you as who you are. You have a personal life and you have a professional life. How you show up in one area with energy is also impacting how you show up in another area. And that's what we do. Because if you don't have mental good health at home, you will bring that to work. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't work. You're going to have mind body alignment, because I'm here to help you enjoy the full expression of your life. I'm not just talking career. It's just a vehicle to enjoy life. We only have one life, right? So that's it. So I talked about that. So burning desire to live on purpose and really help. The servant leadership, again, help. We don't want to be in transactional mode. We don't want to be in the middle class. We want to truly serve and create. And that's what we do when we understand who we serve. Most people don't even know who their stakeholders are. And sometimes we're even doing a stakeholder map. Do you know your stakeholders? No, not really. Okay, let's do that. And so the core program, there is a pre-course assessment. I want to know where you are. There will also be an intake interview. We have, let me start with this one. We have coaching and training sessions. We have 7 of them, and they are running to 90 minutes. Then we have 5 Q&A sessions also for 90 minutes. I've been trained how to ask questions, and I am training my community how to ask questions. And you will say, why is that important? Well, if you want to serve people, leaders who are on a higher level than you, then you want to learn how to ask questions. It may sound so simple, but I tell you, it is not as simple as you think. Because if I am being taught how to ask questions, probably you can learn it as well. And the more you are and actually learning to ask questions, really know what is my question? What is that one question that will shift everything? Then when you learn, and that's about thinking. How do you think? Muriel Golden says most people don't know how to think. When you know how to think, you can then challenge with a lot of your CEO or your team members. Say you don't ask the right questions. If you go back to work tomorrow, you will notice that most people give you a long intro, and then they come to the question, and maybe it's derailed. Ask the question. Ask the question. It takes time. I'm going to teach you how. And then there's a workbook. And so here you can see, I'm going to share the link in just a moment. We have impact leadership foundations, coaching calls, a mixing of training and coaching call, mastering executive energy, or you want to learn what about energy, and you want to learn to master that, and you want to read the room with the energy. And the reason why we put it really early on in the program is that you can go and experiment and explore, because you don't learn if you don't explore, right? As my mentor say, he only coaches people who have experience. So we're doing the same. And this is for ambitious people who want to take their life to the next level. And again, it's a training. If you want to really serve those who are very successful, you want to learn how to really take control and responsibility of your life, not your career, but for your life, and how you can rethink and apply those tools, because they can spot whether you are on that level or you're not on that level. And that's sometimes why people don't get the job. They don't understand. That's the reason why. The purpose, what is your purpose? And the values, they want to know what your values are, your purpose in life, and how you can impact, really going deep. Here, let's face it, there's nothing, a coaching program or a boot camp, if we don't focus on health. It's how you spend your time, no screen time 1 hour before. It's about visualizing, meditating, setting yourself up for success. It's critical. Most people don't do that, but we do it in the boot camp. And then we say, good, and what's next for you? How can I stay in the group? But how can I help you on your next step? Here are the calls. We start October 7th. So you will see when we have the calls and when we have the coaching calls. So it's a really good blend. I'm so proud of what we put together. And as said, I had to just finalize this just before going live, because there was someone else I needed to take care of. That was most important, and it gave me the time and the calmness to really just do the final tweaks and updates before I could share this with you. And there's a lot of questions here, right? And you also get a long live recordings, and you get access to my I have inventory of books. And like was mentioned, and this is priceless, is that when I learned from Muren, my mentor, and also some of my other mentors I'm adding on, I share that wisdom with you. This means that you don't have to invest another 25,000 just to have access to Muren. You may be not even allowed to get into that room. You can just join us. Isn't that amazing? And you have unfair advantage. It's priceless. It's priceless. The Impact Hacker today, join us. And where's the price? I thought we had it. Let me see. It's $290.95, I think. Yeah, $290.97. And if you join today, you get to DM me. Then you get it for $8.97 if you sign up today. You get to drop me a note. So I'm gonna drop it out with a link, and then you see I have to update it here. But yeah, so that's what is coming. So if you feel called, join us. If you feel called to take your life to the next level, if you want to generate generational wealth, if you want to be that move your needle, if you want to teach and train your children on how to take your life to the next level, from going from transactional, where you trade, most people trade in their time with a paycheck. If you want to learn your truth and don't do that, then this is the boot camp. My body is so responding. This is the boot camp for you. This is the boot camp for you. And the more, when you learn, and I encourage you, go and teach your people, your team members, your children, your spouse. They will start to pick up on that, and they will be your accountability partner. My daughter is my accountability partner. Hey, mommy, you're a bit too, you're not on the right energy level right now, right? I thought Camilla would always be creating the best moment in her life. Mommy, you're not doing that right now. So this is priceless. This is priceless. And thanks for the sun. I think that's a reason why we are benefiting from the sun right now. So in this streaming platform, I don't know how to actually drop a comment. So watch out. Can I? And I will share the. I will share the link. So DM me if you want to join. And it would be amazing to have you in the group. It's an amazing group we have already in the tribe, in the community. So if you feel called, it would be amazing to have you here, welcome you. And if you want to have a conversation, let me know. We'll set up a conversation next week. So, all right. Thanks for now. I'm going now into the VIP group room. Where I'm going to I'm going to answer questions. And first, I think I'm going to take some tea, and then we'll see each other there in the room in a few minutes. Thanks for joining, and I hope to see you